Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to a brand new day on Ray's Breakfast. It's another chance to breathe, to laugh, to hope, and of course, just about the things that make Nigeria, well, Nigeria. There's a quote that says, humor is how the human spirit refuses to surrender. And honestly, if that quote had a passport, it would be Nigerian. Because today, we're diving into one of our nation's most special talents, turning real-life fear into real-time memes. From I'm learning Fulani so I can escape TikTok trends to the endless cruise on insecurity, Nigerians have mastered the art of laughing in the middle of thunder. But is it resilience? Is it denial? Or is it that we've all turned to part-time comedians for survival? So stick with us today. Today's conversation will be funny, insightful, and painfully honest in that very Nigerian way. Welcome again to Ray's Breakfast. My name is Oluchi Omink, and I've got the ever-radiant Triumph Akimboye and Goodness Idehe. Did you get that? I said Triumph. That's giving Funke vibes. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Good
Why are you
morning.
not smiling at me? I don't understand. Should I leave this studio?
Because you don't even pronounce my name correctly.
I did it on purpose now. You're not
purpose.
franking your face, as they will say. Let me leave you and go to Goodness. Goodness, how are you doing, my lovely girl? Everybody's traveling with me today. Our viewers, our co-anchors, they're not feeling my vibe this morning. But coming back to you guys, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. I'm wearing black on a Thursday. I don't know how to feel.
So it has like a meaning?
No, not exactly. But the reason why I'm probably wearing this is because by the time I woke up this morning, I'm like, what am I going to do? I need to be at work. And then we arrived at black.
Interesting. Goodness, how do you feel? Do you feel the same way?
No, as usual. Just feel good. I was even
usual.
telling her behind the scene, I was going to ask you a question, just a very funny question.
Okay, let's have
your
it.
response.
Okay.
So let's say, for instance, a mother has been put to bed, right? And a child is about coming out.
Yeah.
December 31st, 11:58 p.m.
Uh-huh.
The head is already out.
Yes.
Then as at few seconds to 12:00 a.m., all the body came out. So which of the year and the date will the child be?
The baby is January 1st.
January 1st. So that's
2026.
Something.
Which government? Lagos State government.
No, yes, I think they do that in hospitals.
In Lagos State
Yes.
government.
1st of January, a babies get to.
As per the head came out first now.
Please
I don't
forget about
understand
it.
about this, but the person
I mean,
is
a
January
successful
1st.
delivery does not happen with just the head out. It happens when the whole thing is out.
Yes, midwife.
Okay. It's
All right,
alright.
viewers, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have to reflect on the significant event that shaped our world and also the newspaper review. So please stay with us. We'll be right back soon. Welcome back, our dearest viewers. Remember, you are the main ingredient in all of our conversations. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Our phone lines are open. Please call us on 0702 5007749 or 0701 4242420. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it is at Official Upgrade TV. Click the subscribe button, like, share the link, tune to channel 145 on your GoTV, and be part of what happens here every morning. We're going to be scanning the papers this morning, and we have The Guardian, we have The Punch, and of course the Tribune newspaper. So I'll be starting with the Punch. Triumph, are you ready to take us to the Punch newspaper?
All right, so let's take a look at what is making headlines in the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. And we're going to start with a screaming headline. I think throughout this week, the screaming headline that we've been having is about the abduction crisis that we are currently having in our country. And the update this morning is Tinubu declares emergency as NAS rejects bandits negotiation. Right after the story, Senate reps halt talks with bandits. Criticisms mount over rising insecurity. Massive military recruitment begins. This is a story you would find in page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And above that, we have Tinubu sends 3 ambassadorial nominees to Senate. For details, please see page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Mamu spent ransom share on cars, luxury trips. This is coming from DSS. I think I was talking about Mamu some days ago. The bandits, in charge of the Kaduna State rail attack. I think, now that he's arrested, they are able to see some of the things that he spends his money on. And then below that, ECOWAS, AU condemn military takeover in Guinea-Bissau. And we also have, talking about insecurity. Tinubu demands herders surrender guns. This is a story you would find in page 14 of the Punch News. I think this is something we need to hear because it feels like you would think that we are selling guns for 20 naira, 20,000 naira, or 50,000 naira, or 100,000 naira. I think I should even look into how much they sell some of these guns. And some of them old.
And even the access to it, it's not something that you get in a supermarket
or a mall.
You just
get access to it, but it's quite unfortunate that that is what we are having in our country presently. And to the second, I'm going to pick 2 more stories before I call it a wrap. The one we have here says, missing items spark face-off between customer in Abuja Mall. For details, please see page 5 of the Punch News. And to the last story, alleged $14.8 million fraud. Silva ask EFCC for appearance dates. For details, please see page 18 of the Punch News. Now, let's get into, my story of interest for this morning. Just, an update to what has been happening in respect to the abduction crisis. Now, I was seeing it that the president already declared, a nationwide security emergency. And if the president is now coming out to declare that there is something going on right now in the country, that really tells us that a whole lot is going on. Because now we are presently in a state of an emergency. There is so much going on. There is so much happening. He has ordered army, police, and intelligence services to immediately expand recruitment and deploy thousands of additional personnel. And this is because of, the escalating wave of kidnappings and terrorist attacks across the country in the past weeks. Beyond declaring, the country... beyond declaring nationwide security emergency, I think one of the things that we are also looking forward to seeing is what will be done in times like this. We don't know when next there is going to be a strike. I think the last strike we heard is the one that happened in Kwara State. And we are hoping not to hear any more after that. We are hoping that they are able to curb some of the things that we have spoken about. In fact, we've also talked about the fact that these people, we are even seeing them online, something you were talking about yesterday. Are there no means to track these people down? Does that also tell us the state of our advancement in technology if we cannot even trace down these people? And whenever I watch all these movies that I used to watch back in the day, it feels like it's very easy to track down criminals. But when it gets to my country, it feels like all the movies that I have seen is not actually real. It's not what happens in real time. So we are just hoping that this will be the end and that the personnel that have been deployed are actually trained, ready, and
even
armed to face whatever thing might really happen, because we are not even sure these people that they deployed, are they even trained, are they ready, are they armed with what they really need to face these people?
Or what I would say, pardon me, I think this fight is beyond manpower fights. The fight that we're really facing, that is in front of us now, looking at all the conspiracy theory from everyone, is more like an intelligence fight. Do you understand? It's something that requires... So I liked when he said that he deployed soldiers and different personnel and then intelligence agents and all. I think we really need more of those kind of people because there are things that we do not know. And I will keep saying it here. There, you know, when you were, you know, we had a guest one time that mentioned that we are fighting what? A guerrilla war. What's a guerrilla war?
Guerrilla
Something
warfare.
that you are fighting blindly. So you can deploy thousands of people, but if you do not really know who are aiding these people, how these people are getting away with certain things, and the other persons involved, we will keep just deploying people and we will not get to the root cause of it. Because I don't want to think that the Nigerian army or the soldiers that we have are not capable to bring down these people. We are, but there are some things we do not know. Yesterday, I came across a very funny quote. Not a quote, it was in reference to one of these movies that somehow mirrors what is happening in today's Nigeria security scene. So this person said that there was a woman in that movie that was like an intel to the bandits because she was staying in that area and she only did it because she wanted to be safe. If you've watched The Herd, you might have seen it. I haven't watched it yet. But I was looking at it that, oh, to fight this battle is a, you know, they say this battle is really long. Beyond the forces, the equipment and everything, we need like a lot of intelligence so that people can cooperate, the people staying around there, even transparency amongst those that are even fighting on our behalf. If we have all this together, I believe that it will be easier to attack this thing from the roots and deal with it once and for all. Else, we'll keep having press releases. We have deployed this, we have deployed that. As you are deploying, more people are being kidnapped because it's as if they are smarter than you.
And it feels like even the security personnel, there is nothing much they can do. Even in the face of these people, there is nothing serious. But I don't want to believe that they have more arms, more ammunitions. And that brings us down to the intelligence. And also beyond the intelligence, the people that can actually speak to these people. Because one thing I always believe in situations like this is that there are still voices that these bandits will listen to. Yes. There are voices that these bandits will listen to. It's either the voices of the people who sent them, and not either the voices of the people who sent them, the voices of the one above the people who sent them are the voices that they can listen to. So these are the people that should be. That's why when they came out to say that, okay, we rescued some people, and then you were saying it, that means it is either the voices of the people that sent them, that told them to do otherwise, or there were voices that were above the ones that sent them, which they are yet to even come out to tell us who are these people, who are these voices that are actually the one at the forefront, whether as a criminal or as maybe a leader or something like that.
This fight, really, I will say again for the last time, it goes beyond all the ammunition. I can go on and on with this particular story. It always gets to me, but I think at this point we need transparency, we need honesty, we need people who are really intentional about fighting this for a good cause. Let's see what the Nigerian Tribune has.
All right, now let's move on to the Tribune newspaper. First story that's above the masthead says, at last, Tinubu begins appointment of ambassadors. We have a writer that says, nominate Kayode Are, Aminu Dala to Ayodele Oke to Senate for confirmation. The story is on page 5. As well, we have Circular Road Makinde CAPS project at 150 million in developed areas. Also, we have Okpebolo holds security meeting, beefs of surveillance along highways and communities in Edo State. And below the masthead, we have the leading story that says, Tinubu declares nationwide security emergency. We have so many riders, others hand forces and police to recruit more personnel, calls on NAS to review laws that will allow states requiring state police to establish them, wants headers to end open grazing, surrender illegal weapons. And we have police to use NYSC camps as training depots.
Hey, interesting.
We have federal government to support state governments who set up security outfits, the DSS to deploy forest guards to flush out terrorists. And lastly, on that leading story, says mosques, churches in vulnerable areas should seek security protection when they gather. I'm wondering how many protection can they put together to secure their own environment? Because if they there was a time of recently, the president had said that they were going to reduce the number of private personnel that follow influential people, or even politicians or people that are well known. So if you're saying churches, mosques in an area like that, let's say for a state, how many personnel do we have? How many police people do we have? When we did the review of the number of police armed forces we have, or the number of police we have in the country, against the total number of people in the citizens, it was not even up to quarter of it, of the main citizens in the country that they could secure. So if these churches and mosques are now getting to look for personnel or police people to come and give them security,
maybe they should deploy youth coppers.
Oh, well, maybe they could even deploy.
Did you see the video of that youth copper that said you know, a federal government insensitive that they still posted him to Kano?
No,
was it Kano or Kebi?
That video was funny. It was like, NYSC. Why would you take me to Bini Kebi? He was such a very humorous person, but maybe they should start deploying them. At least they want to use their camp for
deploying
training.
For
so
what?
instead of doing 3 weeks training and you'll be here inside lecture, let us
so they should be
teach you how
training
to
them.
Well, to protect
coming
themselves
from you,
to
coming
combat.
from you. You think this is okay?
If I throw one or two
Oh,
like
she
this,
can.
Okay.
You know. All right, let's
And
just
I'm sure that some of us, we are no longer youth corps members, but we still have some people on this table that if they deploy them, I'm wondering what they want to go and through
and then
by
we'll
the
first
time they
run
get
or
there.
go say, mommy, not mommy, mother,
They
mother.
never even deploy them, they don't run away. But let's leave that talk for another time.
Let's look at this story quickly that says Okpebolo holds security meeting, beefs of surveillance along highways and community in Edo State. I intentionally picked this story because I'm from Edo State. So, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebolo on Wednesday held a meeting with security agencies in the state with a bid to beef up surveillance along major highways and boundary communities within the state. So the meeting was gathered and followed a trending video of an alleged plan by self-acclaimed bandits to attack some communities in the state, right? So there was a video that says a particular bandit says that probably their next target was a community in the state. And here is it where the state governor sprung into action of holding a meeting to gather security agencies and tighten up the security level in the states. That's a good one. Or what do you have to say about that?
I think it's good. And the fact that you mentioned that you want to talk about Edo State because it's your state, I remember something that, you know, the governor of Abia State, that's my state too, also said. I think he mentioned that it was like a press conference and all that. Oh, Abia State is one of the safest, you know, states at this point, and, you know, people should be calm. There's not going to be any problem. And I just even talk about it that, yeah, maybe some states are not experiencing the heat of what's going on in the Northwest and in other states as we have seen it, but we're still one Nigeria. Right? If it's happening to someone, it's happening to us. And before you open your eyes and close it, it could be nearer to you than you thought. So we have to collectively put in efforts to ensure that we're better. You know, your papers already highlight some of the things that are on The Guardian as well, but I'll just touch on it briefly so that we wrap up this segment and head on straight to our hot topic for today. The major headline, like you've already said, screams Tinubu declares emergency on insecurity and backs governors on state police. Below that, lawmakers declare security collapse, seek death penalty for kidnappers. ADC, negotiating with terrorists defies sustainable fight against insurgency. I totally agree with them on this. DMO raises 1.3 trillion naira from T-bills as market shifts to short tenor instrument. Tinubu nominates OK Dahatu as non-career ambassadors to US, UK, and France. Federal government secures $500 million loan again from AFDB. My accent's changed at this point because we have come back to borrowing. And the last story says that Dangote denies exporting of spec diesels as marketers cite quality concern. I would be a broken record at this point if I just reiterate again everything that was said. Insurgency, state of emergency, you know, telling herders to keep all their munitions and all. Let's just hope that this call by our president is one that really is going for what should be gone for, if you understand what I mean. Let's really address the issues that are pressing beyond the paperwork, beyond the press releases, beyond the let's try to allay their fears. Let us actually see the result of all of this. And of course, I'm hoping that by next week when we look through the papers, we'll see some other stories that seems to move away from the bad news that we've heard so far to solutions that are being done and people being kept safe, right? And this is how we wrap up our newspaper review. If you have anything to say at all, from The Guardian to Punch, the Tribune, please let us know on our YouTube platform, and I'll be more than glad to read it to my beautiful co-anchor's ears. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we're heading straight to our hot topic. We've titled it Humor and Social Media Memes, How Nigerians Navigate Trauma and Insecurity. So you see, we still have to talk about this insecurity thing, but now, how Nigerians are actually handling this, if it's the right way or it's questionable. So please stay with us. We'll be right back soon. All right, welcome back, our dearest viewers. Our topic, like I said a few minutes back, is humor and social media memes, how Nigerians navigate trauma and insecurity. Nigeria is living through one of its most uncertain seasons. Banditry, kidnappings, attack on highways, violence in rural communities, and waves of collective fear. Yet, in the middle of these harsh realities, Nigerians have created a strange, almost paradoxical coping mechanism, humor. From TikTok trends about learning Fulani in case bandits enter the house, to jokes about checkpoints, night travel, and kidnap-proof behaviors, humor has become a shield and also a mirror. And this duality is where the real conversation lies. For some, these jokes are a way to breathe inside trauma, to find momentary control in a country that often feels uncontrollable. For others, these same jokes reveal a worrying insensitivity, a tendency to laugh through pain that isn't equally shared, especially by communities at the center of this violence. So today on Breakfast, we're digging into this, how Nigerians use memes, humor, and cruise culture to survive insecurity, and what it says about us as a people. Is this coping? Is it denial? Is it emotional numbness? Is it a cultural superpower that helps us to keep moving? Of course, I'll be having this conversation with my co-anchors, but I want us to watch a few videos because we got this conversation from some trends that we saw on TikTok to people learning something. So we're going to be watching a few videos right now before I start the conversations with my co-anchors.
We should leave it without sound. Is it just two?
All right, welcome back. So that video that we just watched, shows, I'm sure it's not very new to some persons who are on the social media right now. I mean, the first video showed us how some persons had, pardon me, a car trouble, and they said, if you reach your turn, play Fela Kuti song or maybe Davido's song. They started playing, the Fulani kind of song, the Hausa song, because they are trying to be safe. There's just a way this thing actually appears to me, right? And it's just a whole lot. I even saw one recently that said, if I owe you money, this one I saw it like yesterday or so. He said, if I owe you money, no vex. So the person was at the airport. I was about to take off, and get into the plane. He said, no vex. So I said, they see this bandit stuff like this now. I just don't use all my money. go book flights because I don't want, go by road. Well, that one is okay. Maybe that is actually what is happening. But it almost seems as though, I have a question. Is this really us coping, or are we being insensitive? If you know this popular, what's her name, spoken word artist, Ivy Quick Ibukun, she spoke about it on her Instagram yesterday, and the comment was so wild, like, oh, TikTok is a wild place and everything. Different trends. I can bring like 10 right now, and you see different people saying different things. Some are saying, oh, as they learn the Fulani song too, they put tribal marks, and people are laughing, people are commenting. I even saw one, this particular, this movie that just came out, they heard, there's a particular guy that they used as a bandit in the movie. So they had to go and screenshot his face, and maybe one person used that image as their profile picture and then viewed somebody else's page. Someone that commented and saying, what do you mean if bandits, they follow you? Like, follow you on Instagram. Do you understand? I'm like, are you people really serious? Is it because the thing has not really hit you home? Most of these people, maybe they are even Lagosians or people in... You're not there. Because if you're there, I don't think you will have the confidence to want to make light of the whole situation. So let's even start the conversation. Does humor help Nigerians cope with insecurity, or do we see it as trivializing the real pains of people that are directly affected by this insecurity?
Oluchi, do you know that one of the things that I've realized over time with social media is how that social media is not that place for anything real. Social media is not that place for anything serious. No matter how serious that issue you are bringing, the moment you are bringing it on social media, leave it on TV, leave it on radio, leave it on other means, leave it to people to hear it. But the moment you bring it on social media, it turns to something else entirely. And we have seen this over time. It's not just bandit attack. They will be abusing us maybe in other countries, in Nigeria. By the time they bring that thing to Nigeria's social media, it becomes something else entirely. We have seen it with, our political leaders. We are going through, remember Wike? The next day, they turned
trendy sound out of it.
With Wike's audio.
Animation as well.
And some people, got hundreds of thousands of views from that particular thing.
You are a fool.
You remember? Now,
I remember. I'm not a fool, sir.
I have, different sides to this. Number one, everybody really wants to make money. You see money and influence. That's why sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, every man for himself. Because that post you made, why did you make it? This trend that you are jumping on, for what reason? To go viral. When you go viral, for what? So that more people will get to know you. So that some money will enter your account. Not even some money, billions of naira, billions of dollars for some people. We have somebody like Pella, for example. I think you were asking me, was it you that was asking me about, how much he's making? So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when I see Nigerians on social media, not just Nigerians, when I see social media people, TikTok is even worse. TikTok makes light of everything. TikToks bring back things of old, 1990s, early 2000s, 1980s, depending on whoever the creator is trying to do at that point in time. Now look at, the nation is in a state of insecurity. The nation is in a state of, we need help. We are going through a lot. But some people are making light of it. It's not that some people are making light of it. I just want to believe that at the end of the day, you see this sovereign thing that we are talking about, it is really hard for us as a country. Because you cannot tell me that posting all these things online is a sign that you are actually in what is really happening. Let's even say that maybe you are a comedian. Must everybody be comedians? And if you're even making comedy,
is this kind of content?
Because
I tell you,
what is going
pillars,
on?
Make what is relatable. Do you understand?
What is
Connect
going on?
with your audience.
Is relatable. I am here getting angry that we are finding bandits on TikTok. Do you know we are the one giving these people confidence? Let's even forget federal government now. We make this place okay for everyone to come to. It's a platform. It is called TikTok for a reason. It is called Instagram for a reason. It is called Facebook for a reason. It's a platform. Anybody can come to it. But the way we allow it, do you know that one of the things that, I remember that maybe like last year or 2 years ago, there is this lady, I around me, like close person. And then I realized that the way you are consuming content on TikTok, there are some beliefs, some ideologies that should not be okay. That by the time I'm having conversation with this person, I realize that this person is finding it okay. And you are not supposed to look at maybe your religious background, for example, and then you are openly, accepting things like LGBTQ. And I know your religious background. But when I look at you, you are spending 24 hours on TikTok. I think the problem is that and there's nothing we can do about it because you cannot lock people out of social media. And every man is for himself. You cannot even tell me that maybe you're interested in every other person.
Beautiful. You've spoken well, Triumph. You've set the tone for the conversation. But I want to know if Goodness share the same thought as you do.
Yowa.
Oh.
All right, just to add to what Triumph has said, right? But I might be coming from a different note. So it could be that most people are using this current situation to cushion the effect of fear in their minds, right? Nigerians are known to be, let me use the word bold. So when they face some certain challenges, we get to use it in a way to reduce the effect of the fear in that, if everything is just tense, you get, just want to make the atmosphere a little bit bearing or living that, still, life can still be better even after this current situation. And as well, it could also be a means of a satirical effect where the end result of a satire is to correct the ills in the society. Okay, right? Literature. So
let's have it.
They could have used that to say, for instance, if you get a particular situation like that, or you find yourself in such situation, this might help you in that kind of situation. You get.
But there is a way to create a content. For example, you mentioned that IBK dropped a video. Falz dropped some video, giving some advice. Not the one that, it doesn't feel like, it feels like you are really making light of the whole situation. There's nothing I'm learning from this.
That's what satire is about. You make jest of it, you make fun of it, but the end result or the motive behind that, you making fun of that thing.
There's not the end result of that Ngozi and Zainab video that we just saw.
There's something that somebody can pick up.
But you're making a whole lot
That's
of
what
sense.
I'm saying. However, now, for instance, that video we watched concerning that car that had a car issue. Now they were in the middle of nowhere, and the situation was, maybe if you find yourself in that place, you can try to play their Hausa song, and maybe when they get to hear them, you can't tell what can happen to emotions at different times. Probably let's say bandits were there, and as they heard the song, they could, maybe now one of our people. They've not gotten to see them facially, but probably because of the song.
You're saying now, Goodness, that in the midst of the mockery, in quotes, that these people are displaying, they are actually giving you tips to survive the tense situation.
How is the Hausa song actually a tip? A bandit that sees you.
It means that you are.
How will Hausa song stop a bandit from not doing whatever he wants to do?
So I saw another question. Another
video of a particular.
Okay, let me wait for you.
Sorry, a particular video that says that they met a bandit, and the bandit asked them to denounce their religion, to join them, or to change their name. I even think even amongst us here, like our co-workers, there was somebody that even made mention of a statement that he lives in that area, and he was asked to change his name to the other religion name just for him to be safe in that environment. So that's what I'm saying, that in the midst of all this, they're also giving you tips, nuggets to, these are preventive measures of allowing, what to happen to you.
This particular one, I am not even going to agree to it, honestly.
Let me give you this other angle to it, because I hear what you're saying, Goodness, and it seems to have a bit of truth in it, because if you're someone who is creative, if you look at art, satire, and just the way human beings find a way out of things, there seems to be some truth in it. But I question truth that always has loopholes in it, because at the end of the day, the intention of that truth will be soiled by causing another trouble. Look at this particular situation, that particular video that we watched. The person said, just play an Hausa song. If you reach your turn, play Fela song. And in the comments, there were some Hausa people, Fulani people, that said, oh my God, this is so sad. They've turned the whole Hausa people, the whole Fulani people to be fellow bandits in that sense. Do you understand? So it's like, I think there was one I even saw that the person said, I feel a bit skeptical identifying as an Awusa person or as someone who is Fulani because currently, exactly, they will think that you are, in fact, if you look a certain way now, they will think that you are a bandit. So I'm looking at all of this and I'm wondering, yes, you are trying to make light of the situation, but you're causing something that Nigerians have not even dealt with. We are not mature, that's the word. We are not mature enough to deal with, and that's tribal war. For the longest till now, since I was born, since my parents were born, tribal war has been existing, where one tribe feels superior to the other. When Nnamdi Kanu was in prison, was it not, if you were hearing stories of, oh, the Igbos will be agitated and this and that. So it's normal. Nigerians have not gotten to that level where they are mature to be, what's it called? To deal with their fellow Nigerian who is of another tribe in like a very normal way. So inciting things like this, even though it looks like you might be giving tips and tricks, you are actually steering in another person's heart, another fellow Nigerian who is not, fortunately, a bandit, to now feel like, oh, we are now the segregated set of people, and you do not know the implication of that. So just look at it. If you say, yes, I'm trying to play light of the whole situation, because I feel honestly that, you know, humor in Nigeria is like a pressure valve. There was a time that there was a particular accident that happened. I think it was a train accident also. There was gunshot and everywhere. And of course, people on TikTok and social media started saying that, oh, if this happens to you, just run in zigzag. So those that died, they didn't know that.
They did not know that they were supposed to run in zigzag. Please, how is that you telling me or teaching me something?
Stories about some of the things this bandit did. I watched one interview with some persons that are at the very heat of the situation. They said that there was one, I think it was Pastor Paul Eneche in his video. I've forgotten how I heard that story, but the thing shook me to my bones. He said that these people tore open a pregnant woman, brought out the child, the fetus, or what they call it, tore it open too. When I'm telling you, people are doing malicious, evil things, and you're making light of it. As we're laughing and making, while we are doing talk show, I'm talking about it, there are people who are probably burnt. I've watched videos of people that have been burnt. I don't know who even sent me to watch those kind of videos, but you need to understand people's reality. And maybe they come online to see, oh, what's the governor doing, what's the president doing? Then they not chuckle because he say, when you reach your own turn. Then the other one I saw that they said, one person laughed. I'm going to take a short break now. He said, oh, I was taken away from the group chat. Though. The group chat was titled, Learn... I'm hearing the song again. The group chat was titled How to Learn Fulani in 40 days. And I said, Fatima removed you. The person was now agitated like, hey. But is that what we want? Learning Fulani and learning the Hausa language is beautiful. Of course, Nigeria, we should be versatile. It's recently I started learning the Yoruba language because I have a number of Yoruba friends. And when I speak Yoruba, people are like, when did you start speaking Yoruba, Oluchi? So it's beautiful. But in this kind of situation, I want to say it is insensitive. Yes, there's a satire part of it, but we're not addressing things the way I think we should. But we'll take a short break, and I want to hear what our viewers have to say about this cruise culture, memes, and ways of dealing with trauma, even with the present insecurity challenges. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Please stay with us. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for sticking with us. Today we're discussing something really important at this time because we are facing a major outrage in our society. Insecurity is becoming very alarming. Over the months, we've had to discuss this on the table countless times. Sometimes I leave the show feeling like, things are happening in our nation. This is not a happy thing. And because I'm Christian, right, I always like to take the stance of hope and the stance of praying and trusting God to actually change, what is happening in our terrain. But again, Nigerians have found a way to deal with the fear, to deal with the pain, to deal with what's going on. And that way is what I would term the meme culture. Some say it's the cruise culture where people make light of the situation, but maybe with an intention to be satiric, like Goodness mentioned, right? To give tips and tricks on how to actually, survive, through some of the things that are happening in our different locations.
Adding to that, it could also be a way of showing the outside world as within the space of Nigeria. This is the current situation.
The outside world don't know it's goodness.
See, they might not know how intense it could be. Like now, for instance,
they do. They had the conference.
They are watching TV too. They are watching what's going on.
That video you made mention of a pregnant woman being torn open. Sorry, pardon me. Yeah. Being torn open, and the new. Not even the new baby, the future is also being torn open. I haven't watched the video. I haven't seen exactly how the bandit had done that. It was a commentary. I didn't watch the video. It was a commentary. So now imagine I get to see like a comic video of it. People are trying to make fun of it, and they did something like that. Now it's more like an information to me that okay, this is what the bandits too are also doing. Despite I have not seen the bandits, I have not seen any video of the bandits doing or carrying such acts. This could also be a means of also giving you more information that might have not gotten to your reach. Yeah. But maybe, as you know, Gen Zs, now we get to watch these funny videos at times, and you get to see this in your own particular social media space. And like, okay, this is the new trend, or this is the new happenings that's currently happening in the country. So it could also be a means of also passing across that information that it had gotten to this particular extent.
That is not what that meme was doing.
No.
There was nothing informative or educative for me, I want to say.
Everybody has
what we're even saying is
interpretation of videos.
If we hear the word content,
okay,
content does not have to be in certain ways. You are passing across an information. Why should it be that way? Meanwhile, at the end of the day, there is no quality in that information you are passing. Because if you are in that situation, that is not what you are going to apply.
That is actually the truth.
That is not what you are going to apply.
It's so unrealistic for you to say
it's not realistic.
Somebody like said,
it's not realistic.
Speaks back to you. Can you continue the conversation?
It's not realistic. There is no way playing an Hausa song will stop. Was it not you saying it yesterday that maybe some of these people are not even Nigerians?
Yeah.
Now imagine. So how does the Hausa song in any way help to, control the situation?
True.
Or how does them asking you that what's your name? Are you Ngozi? And then you're saying your name is Zainab. And then somebody will now say that, Ngozi, where are you going? And then you say that, no, I'm not Ngozi, I'm Zainab. These things that we are even talking about, they are not the realities.
But I like the fact that you said
true.
That content doesn't have one particular way. So
that's what I'm saying. Look, content. Content does not have to be content to actually inform. That's if you want to inform people. It doesn't have to be that way.
It could be that way.
You are making light of the pains that people are going through.
You are saying that you can inform with comedy.
The point is that, which is okay, people do inform with comedy.
When lives are being lost.
The situation,
those comedians that comes on stage to talk
the
about
situation we are talking about, don't make light of it.
Those comedians that come on stage or create a live comedy show and everything that they want to give their own or perform, right?
Yes.
Those situations they use, are they light? They're not light. They're also serious issues. But they come on that stage to make it light, and everybody laugh over
another illustration. Look at us as journalists and people who have to give the information to the Nigerians, to the everyday man. Have you noticed that they will tell you in different trainings that when you want to talk about bad news, you can't be smiling. You can say, ladies and gentlemen, 3 people died on the bridge.
This is not under entertainment.
But
number
it's still
one.
Informative. It's
informative. That's what I'm saying, that there are different means of passing across a message. We are a journalist.
Imagine
right?
that you're a victim.
Wait,
and
now
you
we are a
journalist.
We're a journalist.
Okay.
We are not per se doing the entertainment thing, and you're passing across an information. It entertains,
so we are doing the
right?
entertainment thing.
But we have our own way. That's the own route we want to take in passing across the information. The entertainment industry, the comedy industry, rather, right? They can't come out and say, oh, because something happened or something gory happened, and they'll come and give you with a straight face. No. In a way, they're also using it to entertain.
Goodness, let me even give you a more realistic. What's the name of this celebrity, this singer that is representing us in America?
Who be that?
This woman now. What's it called? That is the one like talking for Nigeria. They will help me with it now.
I'm trying to remember who you're talking. Is it Okonjo-Iweala?
Which Okonjo-Iweala? I said she's not a Nigerian celebrity now. Okonjo-Iweala, they talk for Congress.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Now imagine that Nicki Minaj, she's an entertainment person, right? She entertains with music.
Yes.
Now imagine that the day she was giving the speech about the situation of Nigeria, she's saying something else entirely. What I am saying is that I understand that your position and what you have done all your life in the space of content creation is entertaining people. However, there's certain situation that whatever it is you are dropping, you need to be very sensitive. There is a mood. A general mood of the country. Do you know that there were some people that they wanted to post some certain things, celebrities, but they could not post those things? Even some of these entertainment content creators, there was supposed to be some line of content that they were supposed to create that they could not because of what is going on in the country. And then they had to do some other things. Even if it might be that we are smiling, then you have to see something like, I never expected that maybe somebody like Samuel Banks to be this serious. But because of the situation that we are talking about.
This is from Opeyemi Okagbe. It says, good morning, West Breakfast, beautiful conversation. If we observe, whenever serious issues happen in Nigeria, Nigerians find a way to make things humorous as a coping mechanism to the issue. Absolutely true. He gives the instance of that Wiki story. He says, when the Wiki and Yorima issue happened, many people found it humorous. On social media, I saw people condemn a skit maker who made a skit out of the issue. But the truth is, satire has its place in society. Making fun of issues like the security challenges in the nation is a way to cope and remove fear from one's mind on the real issue. You know, when he says remove fear on one's mind, I remember what IB Quick said. Right now, Nigerians are fearful. They are also angry. But she now also mentioned in that video that she was making, she was like, I don't think we're really angry enough. Because if you're angry enough, you will not think of just making light of the situation. You will look for ways to actually pass that. And let's even look at another case of a scary situation that happened in Nigeria that got everybody talking. The Ochanya's case. You remember that even celebrities, comedians, made posts about that case. Did you notice that nobody tried to make any funny thing about that case? There are comedians who, it's not a serious issue. Sexual abuse been happening since before we were born. But yet everybody was serious. So I agree with what Triumph says. There's a mood that the society is in. There are other cases like maybe corruption, for example. You know, corruption is also a very serious thing. And there are comedians or people that will talk about corruption, but they will make it satirical, right? They'll say the politicians. If you have heard, that's a satire. It's talking about something serious. I've even read some literature texts that seem to talk about corruption in government houses and different things. And you will even laugh as you are reading the story, though you are pained and you want people to be brought to book. But I think it gets different when lives are involved. It gets different when people are losing their properties, when there's rape, when there's abuse. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think if we understand the mood of the nation generally, let's take a look. I mean, there was a particular celebrity, both of us follow her now. She was on a vacation trip. She was giving steady back-to-back content. Oh, I went to this place, I went to that place. After she saw that, oh, this thing not intense, so she did not post the next update of her vacation life. She had to do a video. She had to do a video to say, oh, things are happening. Now, me and my question your intention for the video. It could be that some people are even pressurized to make the video because let me not be like I'm a celebrity that is not in touch with the realities of the people. I don't want to go there, but we know that such exists. Do you understand? But still, it still shows that she was in the mood of what's happening as a nation, and they took it seriously. I mean,
even if you're not serious about, at least pretend.
I want to draw something out. Sorry, just give me a few.
The floor is yours.
When you made mention of Nicki Minaj, right? Yeah. First of all, I want to establish a fact. That setting, she can never do something comic in that kind of setting. Number one, she was to give a speech.
Even when she was not in that place.
She was to give a speech. Number two, the environment she was in at that moment is not an entertainment environment.
But you know that that's not the only time Nicki Minaj was talking about. That was not even only that place. How about the one she was posting online? She could have made light of the things she was posting online.
When you're in a particular setting, it determines what you're going to do in that setting. She was in that setting. She can't do otherwise.
What about when she was online?
Now, let's take for instance now, I go die as a comedian. He has sold out his tickets. Now he has come people to come and watch his comedian show. That setting, number one, it must be comic, right? Yes. So you must do something that must be comic. You can't wait now. You can't do
a concert recently.
And the fact that
he said, "Let us give 1 minute silence."
Good. Did you know what you are saying?
Why did you not continue dancing?
Listen. At first, at that moment, he first performed, right? And then afterwards, as a concerned citizen who is sensitive, right? Just hold on. He gave a speech afterwards. But before that, he first did his performance where everybody was
to make a satire of what was
going
on.
Saying
it was just his job.
That's his job. His job is one is to sing. Now I'm talking about the comedians. Now they are the one I'm even bringing more and laying emphasis on it. For instance, I've got Guy or Basketball should come on stage. He wants to perform. You will see them. They could create a scene of probably a bandit and a citizen. A bandit try to attack a citizen. Everybody will be laughing. But after the show, he could, on his own disposition, say, "Oh, okay. However, this skit I've done or this thing this whole thing I've staged is not to wait now. It's not to." It's not to make citizens feel that I'm insensitive. Then you could just give a speech to round it off. But at that moment that he's trying to perform, he's trying to crack a joke, is on the first effect of it or the first function of it is to make people laugh. Right?
Goodness.
So you could do anything as a result.
I understand that
a lot of you might be saying that they are
online content creators is even different from these comedy shows that we're even talking about.
Comedy.
All these ones that we're talking about now is not even shows. We're talking about
you might have said that maybe they are not insensitive. But that doesn't mean that they are not sensitive about it, right? There are just two forms of it. If you ask these people, even those people that created that content and everything afterwards, to speak about it, obviously they will speak about it in a normal way that, oh, this is the current situation, and they feel so sorry for whoever had been victims of it.
You feel sorry when you're not the one
represented.
That happens.
If I had seen like a victim, somebody that had their parents
and they talk like this,
do that content, then I'll know that, oh, it is the normal.
Or they're even talking like this.
Find me a victim in the IDP camps that is doing that content.
They can't do that content because of the situation.
So why not because of the situation? At least that moment.
Also be with them in that situation.
That setting surrounding
these devil's advocates that you're playing today is not a good devil.
I'm not playing any devil's advocate. I'm just telling you the facts and another stance of it. That it depends on the setting and the atmosphere they have.
It's valid. Let's go.
Nigeria has always found laughter in chaos, sometimes as resistance, sometimes as survivor. But today's conversation reminds us that humor carries weight. Behind every joke is a country trying to stay sane, and behind every meme is a community still grieving. So as we scroll, laugh and share, may we remember that empathy must sit beside humor and awareness must rise with creativity, because even in cruise culture, humanity should never be lost. Thank you for staying with us. We'll catch you again tomorrow, 8 a.m. till 9 a.m. And again, please stay safe and vigilant. Have a great day.